Weren't some of these figures ascertained after the fact because they went back and did censuses after?
The source of the famous 6 million figure is an affidavit by by somebody who was brought in at the Nuremberg trial in 1945-46. Even Raoul Hilberg, who's considered one of the major figures in the Holocaust, Holocaust historian, is professor at the University of Vermont. He concedes himself that the 6 million figure is based upon crude calculations. It is only highly dubious, and he says we must re-examine this whole question of the 6 million. Look, it's very interesting, Montel. People have heard over and over about 6 million Jews dying in Europe during the Second World War. How many people in this audience know how many Germans died during the Second World War? How many Americans died during the Second World War? How many Chinese died during the Second World War? In America, as time goes by, the more time passes, the more there's emphasis on the fate of one particular people during the Second World War, almost to the exclusion of everyone else. How many...
Well, that is... Mark,
Let me make another point. I mean, right now in Washington, D.C., a federal government agency, a taxpayer-funded agency of the federal government, the United States Holocaust Memorial Council, is organizing and building an enormous museum in Washington, D.C. There's no comparable museum in Washington, D.C. to the victims of slavery. There's no comparable museum in Washington, D.C. to the fate of the Indians or any other people. But there is an enormous museum being built under federal government auspices to the fate of only one particular people in one other place. How many Chinese died during the Second World War? According to the Encyclopedia Britannica, the number of Chinese civilians alone who died during the Second World War is more than 20 million. More than 20 million. Who knows it? Who even cares?
But are we saying that, therefore, we should not believe what happened to the Jewish people because these other things are admitted? Or should we stop and say that we believe what happened?
Montel, it's right and proper to memorialize the dead of all wars, and the dead of all genocide or all mistreatment, whatever it happens to be. But what is not right is to take the fate of one particular people and, in effect, make a kind of political football out of it.
I would like to also interject, speaking as a Jew, the Holocaust is an extremely important thing to especially American and Israeli Jews, because most American Jews tend to be secularized, and the Holocaust and the shared history of persecution has tended to take the place of the religion of Jews. Now, I'm Jewish. I'm also an atheist. I don't buy many things. I don't buy concepts of mysticism, spirituality, and especially myth. And I have read both sides of the issue extensively, and I'm not looking to hurt anybody, but I do have to say, from my own point of view, that the evidence saying that there were no gas chambers is a lot stronger than any of the evidence that can be presented saying there were.
All right, well, then let's stop there and take a break. And when we come back, we'll find out, like David said, is it...